Hawaii. Come on, Honolulu! Come on!
That's a damn rodeo in a little redneck town in Hawaii. Now, most of you were thinking, there's rednecks in Hawaii? And they have rodeos there? That's right. And I'm lucky I even found it.
We want to thank our shoot sponsors, Ohana Trucking LLC, West Hawaii Concrete, Peter DeLue's Ranch and Running Pete Trucking, Benny's Towing.
There's a whole story about that final day on this adventure. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. We need to rewind and get back to the beginning of this trip. The Big Island. The best island. I think so anyways. And I'm going to show you why. If there's one place in the state of Hawaii feels like you're not in America, it's this island right here. Kim and I spent a week here on the island of Hawaii at the beginning of spring 2024. If you've been following along, this is now all 4 islands we've seen. And this island marked the end of the road. I know, you're sad. So was I. And we saw a lot on this island, met some wonderful people. The following dispatch is going to cover our first half on this island. We took 4 days to explore a big chunk of this strange and mysterious land. And I'll tell you what, you're going to be happy about it. I think I saved the best for last. And I didn't even mean to.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Hilo, Hawaii. Probably the most regular place in the entire state. It was a nice morning. People were just doing regular things. Not a rainy ho-hum day. Everybody here was just fine with that. And this is where our Big Island adventure begins. The Big Island of Hawaii is mostly small towns under 10,000 people. Hilo is the biggest city on this island, and there's only 45,000 here. I guess you could call this the capital of this island. It's full of retirees, Japanese, and as we'll see, lots of bums and poverty. And there's an army base here, so lots of people in Hilo are into drinking and getting into fights. Now, Hilo is not fancy at all. It feels very worn out and unupdated since probably World War II. There's a lot of rust and decay here. A lot of the older stores are dingy and run down. A lot of dated architecture. Kind of looks like everything peaked in the 70s. Mold and peeled paint. Plants grown in gutters. But that makes it charming in a tropical kind of way. Of all the places we saw in the state of Hawaii, I think Hilo was the most unique. I hear Hilo has unreliable business service. Can't count on anyone. Island time, I guess. It's part of the reason Hawaii got voted the worst state to start a business in. This all reminded me of parts of some poor Caribbean countries I've seen. Old and outdated, Holding on to the charm. And it's not raining. Rainiest city in the world. And just my luck, it's not raining. Hilo's the wettest city in the US and top 10 wettest in the world. They get 130 inches a year here. That's almost a foot a month. They say you get at least one rain shower a day on this side of the island. Seemed right to me. We were here for 2 days, and I think both mornings began with a shower. And then just like that, it stops raining and it kind of clears up. And look at that. Some sun, a little break. Yeah, just right here. I gotta put the top down. Oh no, it's raining. I got it. I know. All right. You never know. All of a sudden it starts raining in Jungle Land. So you gotta put the top down. And then you have sun and rain at once, which makes rainbows. Hilo isn't as overrun with tourists like most of the state. That's because of the weather, and there are amazing beaches here. The water's choppy. It doesn't have that pretty blue that you see in other parts of the state. But I like them a lot. They're all kind of funky with these lagoons and cool lava rock formations. This is the only state in the nation that gets bigger every year because of lava. It's just crazy how these lava flows, I mean, that's just where it stopped, right here on the coast. And then there's just these huge ridges down there with all kinds of wildlife. Very rocky, very unsettlingly unstable. You don't want to walk on that crap. It hurts. All these beaches feel very primitive, like before we messed with them. Our first black sand beach. The camera doesn't do it justice of how truly black this is. It's pretty black. Anyways, this is kind of a trip. Way different, like I said, from anywhere we've seen so far. And this is just the first day. Looking forward to seeing some more interesting stuff here. All created by lava flows. More black rock-y. It's like the kind of rock that you put in the fire pits. Very little homeless. There's one right there, but not a lot. I don't think they like the rocky environment. I know I wouldn't. It's hard to put a tent up on lava rocks. This is what the houses look like, beachfront in Hilo. Lollipops. What is going on? This place is just interesting.
I mean, a barbecue with a view, for sure.
Yeah, well, that chicken was walking on the road the other day.
Was it really?
No.
Hey, you know what?
And the duck, you know that duck that was swimming?
Yeah.
He's nasty.
This tide is high. We went snorkeling here. Now, Hilo isn't known for good snorkeling because the surf is all choppy, but we saw some cool stuff. Check out Kim on the GoPro, everyone. And turtles. This was the last day in Hawaii that we'd see turtles. We didn't know it at the time, but it was. Looks like it's straight out of the damn magazines, doesn't it? Oh, there's another turtle. And here's that lagoon that we saw yesterday in Hilo. Water level's way lower. Mr. Turtle's still there. Hey, Mr. Turtle. You all right over there? You haven't moved in a day. Wait till Kona 6 days later. Wait till I show you what's there. Clock got hit by a tsunami and it was floating in the debris. And it's still stuck on that time. There's a big Japanese population here because of the plantations that were on this island. A lot of the Japanese here today were laborers that were brought over to work on the sugar plantations here. Well, we don't grow sugar here anymore, so many of them have moved on and run small businesses. Japanese population here is massive. If they had interned all the Japanese people during WW2, 40% of Hilo would have been imprisoned. That's a lot. Now the part that you guys like, there are a lot of homeless in Hilo. Not anything like what I showed you over on Oahu, but it's bad here. I saw by far the sketchiest and poorest people here than anywhere else on this island. They're all over downtown. There's even little mini tent cities here, like what I saw in Honolulu. First time I saw anything like this since that second day on Maui when I walked through that homeless village. Remember that? There's actually kind of a lot of homeless people downtown. More than I thought there would be. It feels very kind of neglected, poor, but not sketchy, not feel uncomfortable. Just kind of how it looks in a Hawaii city that hasn't been updated in 80 years. A lot of these homeless are here because they're addicted to drugs. And a lot of them came over here from the mainland on a one-way Southwest Airlines flight. I know. The cost of living, it's actually a big reason for this here. A lot of times I say it's not a cost of living problem, but it is here in Hilo. A lot of the long-time, somewhat native Hawaiians, they've been priced out of their homes. Most can't afford rent, much less a damn mortgage. The average price for a home in Hilo is more than $500,000 now, and the houses aren't amazing or anything. A high percentage of Hiloites are poor, and they're on welfare. Like, we're talking 16%. That's double the national poverty rate. There's a lot of them. Oh, it's like a village. Holy crap. Looks like there's 50 people out here. Little village. Wow. It's everywhere in Hawaii. Right downtown. Naked lady. And she's posing. We turned a corner one day, and I saw a naked woman out in front of a church. Even Nick Johnson, who travels to homeless camps for a career, hasn't ever seen a naked homeless person before. Turns out that was one of 2 naked people I'd see on this island. Tomorrow, I'd see a naked man. I'm sure you're excited to see that. Stay tuned.
I tried being homeless once, Nick.
What? When? Damn, you were hardcore, dude.
I had to carry a knife and take meth to stay up. I'd cut anyone who came inside.
Dang, Mappy, you're a legend. Which is why everybody can buy your hoodie for only $35.99. Second save. This is gonna be. This is gonna be. There really isn't anywhere in Hilo that's fancy. This is our main supermarket in town. No fancy Foodlands here. No Costco. You get Second Save, and you'll learn to live with it. It's cheaper here than most of the rest of the Hawaiian stores we shopped at. By far. Oh. Cage-free eggs, $7 a dozen. That's not that bad.
The ahi tuna nachos.
There's a lot of stuff here I've never heard of. Umeboshi. I don't know what that is. A half gallon of soy sauce? What? That is a lot of soy sauce. I've never seen that before. Every store in Hawaii has a lei aisle. And of course, Bam Masubi. You can get that in any grocery store in Hawaii. Kim's first time eating Spam Masubi. What do you think?
It's pretty good. I'm not sad.
Would you eat more of that?
Yeah, I would like it to be spicy though. I need some spicy sauce.
And the bathrooms, my God. I've complained about this a lot. Hawaii has no public bathrooms anywhere. Most of the stores don't even have them. If you gotta go number 2, they send you to the one bathroom that everybody in the shopping center shares. Yeah, that's the only bathroom in the whole strip mall. Right there. Okay. Here's where we stayed in Hilo, at a wonderful B&B called the Hilo Hanu Inn. A Japanese family built the place in 1931, and they had entire rooms of this house brought over from Japan. What? A little Japanese tea room. Look at that. Here's kind of like what the houses look like in Hilo. A lot of these houses, this is where we're staying at the Hanu Inn. And they even have a palm tree Christmas tree. I like the style of homes in Hilo. I was told those are craftsman style houses. Now I don't know much about architecture, so I'll have to take people's word for it. I have not seen this in 17 days. A my kind of place? What? Our night out in Hilo was actually really fun. We found some dive bars. It was the first time in Hawaii that I felt like I was in my comfort zone. No fancy resorts or upscale breweries. Just a whole downtown of regular people doing regular people things. And we spent most of our time at the Hilo Town Tavern. Pulled pork sandwich, some wings, beer out of a damn mason jar. I think that was the only time in 25 days in this state where it felt like home. I could have been anywhere. Hanging out with the working class for once. I don't know if... Alright. I'm on, live. Okay, so I did not intend to drink so much at the local bar downtown Hilo. But I did. The band started playing and I started drinking Kona Golden Ales, the local beer. And it's raining, which I was really excited about. And this place is like no other place I've seen in Hawaii. And it's good to see. I'm having fun with my people, with regular people. And I'm right across the street from a homeless camp. Shh, they're sleeping. Actually, they're not. I don't know if you can... Wait, hold on. They're yelling. I'm a little faded in downtown Hilo. This place is a trip. I like it a lot. And day 2, tomorrow, is going to be in a different place. Actually, I'm right outside of a Asian place. I think you can see that. I haven't been hammered like this since Green Bay. Or no, Milwaukee. Yeah. All right. See ya. What is that bird? Now, this was the first time in Hawaii that I heard the elusive coqui frog. Now, these are a big deal on this island. I talked to a local herbalist expert about these frogs. They are very controversial. Most people hate them because they're loud. And it's all night long with that shit.
You asked me about the worst part of Puna, and now it just crossed my mind when you start talking about frogs. Because Maui got the frog, okay? They went crazy. They had an army of people out with sprayers and to try to catch the frogs. And I do believe they probably pretty much eliminated that they had them. Here, the frogs got in here, and they waited, and they waited, and they waited, and they waited. And so then they finally said, oh, it's too late. Sorry, I can't do anything about it in Puna. I've got there's a tank sprayer right there, loaded with citric acid and water. They get too close to the porch. Yeah, it's 90 decibels they get under the roof, and they scream and it bounces off the metal.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And the frogs get here, you got them. The semi-slugs get here, carrying rat lungworm, you got them. They go to any other island, they have a panic.
So, it's day 2 on the Big Island. We got after it last night. It probably looks like it on my face. But it was good to see some regular people having fun. We had a regular time. Just couldn't hold back. Anyways, this is day 2 out here, and here we are. Rain on our second morning. It's the rainiest place in the country. So we're hoping it clears up. We're gonna go explore the lava land, meaning where all of the houses exist up on the sides of the island where the volcano erupted about 6 years ago, and see what that looks like today. I think that's going to be very fascinating and interesting. And my buddy Scott's going to meet us up there. So we're hoping it clears up, because it would not be fun to be walking around lava land in rain. Hilo isn't gentrified. It isn't overrun with entitled and pushy tourists. I didn't see any snobby nokels. Part hippie, part old Japanese, part touristy. I don't think you could make a week of it, but a long weekend would be good enough. Land here, spend a couple days, and then off you go to the rest of the island. That's what we did. After 2 days in Hilo, we hit the road and we went to the Puna district. The most interesting part of Hawaii I think we saw. I think this is actually considered paved. Day 2, jungle land. Now, I showed you a lot of the Puna district in the previous video, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. You should watch that video. Briefly, though, Hawaii's Puna district is this massive chunk of eastern Hawaii, which is mostly jungle, rainforest, volcanoes, and poverty. Kinda. It's cheap here, and a lot of people wind up moving here who want to escape the real world on a tight budget. There's all these random housing communities scattered all over this region. Houses that are tucked way back into the brush, and many of them aren't up to code. It's sketchy, and it's probably one of the best places in the USA where you could bug out and live off the grid when shit hits the fan. But we saw a lot more of Puna than I showed in the previous video. First of all, I didn't really show a lot of Pahoa. This is Pahoa, and it's the center of this jungle land. Its capital, if you will. It's a small village of 1,300 people. This is where all the jungle dwellers come to get their shit done. Now, Hawaii's probably got 50 former sugar plantation towns that have been transformed into tourist spots. Pahoa's another one. This little funky village has a little art scene and tons of hippies. They say a lot of artists and musicians were inspired in Pahoa. Do whatever you want out here, they say. You will not stand out. Doesn't matter what you wear, how you act. It's all normal. Lots of vegans, gays, lots of bare feet, weirdos and druggies, poverty, weed, lots of meth. They say this tiny village has the highest number of sex offenders in the whole state. And the area also has a really high property theft rate because crackheads. There's not a lot of work out here. But if you're a carpenter or a plumber or mechanic or that kind of thing, you'd be in high demand, especially if you actually show up and do a good job. And it sure is cheap out here in Pahoa. Homes are only $300 and something thousand bucks, which is why this part of Hawaii is the fastest growing part of the state. And a lot of people grow their own food, and they hustle by selling things. So it's pretty easy to make a go of it out here. A lot easier here than the rest of the state. All right, we're in downtown Pahoa, the capital of Jungle Land. And it's a really nice day. I'm shocked at how nice it is. Usually it's freaking thunderstorms and rain all in Jungle Land. But not today. It's beautiful. The weather's cooperated for the last 3 days. And this is kind of like their strip mall here. There's everything you need in Pahoa. Not a very big place. And here's what's interesting. A lot of people told me Pahoa's trashy. They're like, it's the trashiest place in Hawaii. And in other cities that I've documented, people are like, you think that's trashy? You should see Pahoa. And it's actually pretty nice. Now, we're going to get back and look at some other places that are some other neighborhoods. But so far, I'm like, you think this is trashy? This is beautiful. There's some simple living out here. And we're going to see here coming up definitely some people that are living off the grid in the middle of Jungle Land, in the middle of nowhere, and all the stuff I'm talking about. But right now, Pahoa is actually a pretty cool place. And we're going to have some sushi that we got at the market. I've been eating sushi for pretty much every day since I've been here. Okay, so that's Pahoa. And then we spent the rest of our time in Puna Land along the coast over here. Which is a trip, I tell ya. Take all the funky, hippie, rednecky aspects of living in the jungle and stick it along a prehistoric looking coast. I was told, Nick, if you want to capture the essence of the Puna coast, you need to go down to Uncle Robert's. It's a little gathering point in a village that was founded by a guy named Robert. So of course we went there. And boy, oh boy, was this a back road afternoon. This is just a trip. There's like this little community back here where they've got, it's like a market, country store over there. And like my kind of place bar, live music, not today. A little cafe thing, dance floor, band stage. And it's all the way at the end of the road in the smallest city in Hawaii, Kalapana. And you just wouldn't even know it was back here unless you took the right road. At the end of the road, I mean, we are literally at the end of the road. A lot of the locals come out of the village. They gather here, they listen to music and eat. And I mean locals. Pretty much the kin of the original Polynesian people. That's the whole village right there down that road. 56 people. I don't think this place has changed very much since it was built. You could have told me this was founded in 1850, and I'd believe you. And you gotta have a key to get in. Supposedly, a key to get in to a very clean, tiny little bathroom. With trees that grow things that I don't know what that is on it. Maybe 100 feet from the ocean. Another tree that grows things that I don't know what it is. Hey! This is cool. Oh. What time are you open until?
Today, 8:30.
Oh, okay. Alright, so if we need something. I love this place. Chips. Just got some wine. What's up? Hello.
Alright, so this is how you
All right.
exit.
Do you want to get a beer? Uncle Robert's. There's a beach. And something really cool you're gonna love. So for perspective, this is the end of the road where the lava flow came out of that fissure that I showed you earlier. It came all the way down here and burned that car, I guess. And it went all the way to the ocean. The ocean's apparently a 15-minute walk down that way. You can maybe see the ocean on the horizon. And it feels very odd here because there's really nothing going on down here. And the wind blows because there's no trees to break up the wind. Feels very peaceful. Like every step you take out here, it just kind of seems to echo. And it's a very spiritual place. Apparently, this is a very special place of the island. The volcanoes and the gods and all that goes back a long ways. And I think there's something to it, because there's people here that swear that this land has healed them. Of course, I had to see this. A couple years ago, Pahoa dedicated the world's first alien spaceship landing pad right here on that smooth patch of lava right on the coast. And the Star Visitor Sanctuary. So this is a UFO landing spot that was created for basically an invitation for the UFOs to come and land. Somebody created a landing zone for the UFOs. Come here. You're welcome to come. And I don't know if any UFOs have actually landed here. I don't know if any aliens have ever visited us. But where I am right now, if you can see, there's a circle made with like rock and something like on this lava rock right here. And this is the center of it right here. A lot of people here believe that native Hawaiians descended to Earth from another star system. FYI. Okay, so that part of Puna is native hippies. Next, we headed up the coast to meet the white hippies, the Haole hippies. This whole side of Hawaii is where the jungle meets the sea. Teeny little towns tucked into the trees. Very lush and primitive. And then you turn a corner in the jungle, and then the jungle just ends. And all of a sudden, it's lava, rocky, and coast. And here we go to another beach, black sand beach. Kind of, oh my God. On a cliff. I don't know about going down there. I don't know if I have the enthusiasm to hike or the ability or the interest in hiking down to what appears to be a very beautiful beach. I don't think the camera does justice on how truly black that is. It looks gray on camera, but that's pretty much black down there. And oh, there's people naked. There's naked people down there. That guy is naked. I'm gonna blur out his junk, but that guy is butt-ass naked. Not only does that look like a very strenuous hike that I don't feel like getting injured on because I still have 6 more days in Hawaii, but I also don't want to look at naked men. Yeah, that's there's naked people.
Yeah.
Like dudes just strutting around naked.
Yeah. Are there women naked?
I don't know. Like naked kids, naked men. Very weird. I don't want to go down there. So when you drive around some of these back roads, you can really understand why the population of the Big Island is so small and why it's so affordable here at the same time. There aren't nearly as many big white sandy beaches, and the surfing here isn't that great. We kept trying to find a beach that was easy to get to and didn't have naked people on it. And finally we found it, way up the coast, like after 30 minutes of driving. This rocky landscape. From what I hear, this was a pretty nice beach 6 years ago. Not amazing by Hawaii standards, but they were neat. And now they're buried in magma. Kilauea ruined it when she erupted 6 years ago. And the locals told me that they're kind of sad about that, because this was their go-to spot. They don't like it so much anymore here. You can understand why. But for every setback, there's a benefit on this island, because hot springs have formed with the new landscape. And then it was time to get to our Hippie Land Hotel, a place called the Kalani Oceanside Resort. Now, I did not know how alternative this place was when I booked it. It was cheap and sounded neat. I mean, the resort set up like a little hamlet with all these little cabins tucked away into the jungle. But it is hippie here, mister. Everyone smelled like B.O. and pot and patchouli oil. Nice people, just bohemian. I think all of the free-spirited soul touchers in Eastern Hawaii come here for one reason or another. Dresses here, $400 for one ball of yarn spun into a little sexy dress. Oh, this is okay. Front door this way. This is our cabin for the night here in No Man's Land. Ow. Okay, that'll do. Oh, the door is open. Oh, look at this little cabin thing. Oh. Look at that. And there's like a naked guy on a picture in our room. Kind of naked guy. All right. And you can see the ocean from the room. Okay, so we made it to our second night on our 4-day whirlwind adventure before we get to Kona. And look at this place. It is a retreat out on the far eastern tip of the Big Island. Literally just about as far east in Hawaii as you can get. I did not know what this was going to be like. Apparently they do yoga and holistic healing and classes on getting in touch with yourself. It's this retreat center. I think they have events here that is right along the coast and just about as far east on this island and pretty much the far eastern tip of the entire state. Just a beautiful day. Tends to get really rainy here this time of year, this time of day. I think it's probably gonna rain tonight, but look at that sky. It doesn't get any more Hawaii than that. And there we go, right there, down in No Man's Land, Hawaii. Out here in the middle of the jungle, there's just one road all around the whole island. And there's nobody around. It's actually really kind of a cool road there. She sure is angry today. Look at that blue down there. Can you see that? And this is all fairly new, relatively speaking. New lava flows. It's treacherous. We're totally off the grid in our little cabin. We have no Wi-Fi, no TV, just a couple lights and a refrigerator packed with nothing but a tall can of Budweiser on Memorial Weekend. Right, Kim? Just frogs and birds and nothing else. Where I'm looking right now is facing east. Directly across that water is Northern California. So the next morning I got up and I flew the drone around a bit to see how the weather looked. I could see some rain moving in from the ocean. That's the typical pattern here on the northern eastern coast of this island. Moves in from the east and mixes in with the jungle, and then you get humid and misty and tons of rain. But we were lucky on day 3. We didn't get any of that. On the 3rd day, it was our first time getting introduced to Pele. Day 3, Lava Land. So Kim and I spent an entire day exploring everything that has to do with volcanoes on this side of the island. I showed you that in another video, so I won't get into too much detail because you can just watch that. The one paragraph version is, there's a bunch of people who choose to live on former lava flows because it's super cheap, and they're not afraid of another magma event that will probably burn their houses to the ground. Now, we didn't pick a hotel over in Magmaland. That's because there isn't a hotel here. There isn't power or sewer or running water or internet or anything. And the ground looks way too hard to sleep on. Instead, we chose to stay in Volcano. Not in a volcano, the village of Volcano. We laid our heads down at the Volcano Inn. Wonderful location at the base of Kilauea. And I mean right on the side of it. And it is cold up here, pal. It's 59. It's 59 degrees. We've been in literally 80s for the past 19 days. And we get up here to the bottom of the mountain on the way up to Kilauea. And it's freezing. And I'm in beach attire. 59 feels like 39 at this point. But this is really cool. We're in Volcano National Park entrance almost. We're staying at the Volcano Inn. And it is very cold up here because I'm not dressed for it. But it's been a good day. The weather's been really nice. Unusually sunny for a rainforest. Now I'm gonna have to put on some pants for the first time in almost 3 weeks. Cause this just ain't flying. Nope. We are in the Pele room, who's the goddess of the volcano. And check this view out. We are literally overlooking a rainforest out back. And it's just steamy and foggy in here. But it looks like Land of the Lost. I mean, that is how the world looked before human beings were here. Back when it was just dinosaurs with all the prehistoric looking ferns and trees and whatever else all that stuff is called. But I mean, what a view for a bedroom to sit here and look out amongst this. So that night we took a cruise up into Volcano National Park. The temperature dropped big time. So bring your thickies if you come up here. Oh my goodness, sunset, most active volcano in the world. And look at that. It's still smoking. One day, that'll all erupt again. Any day now. It was Memorial Day when we were here. Not that volcanoes are patriotic or anything. Having a drink, watching the volcano smoke, like a real man should. And no sports on here, mister. It was ukulele hula music at this joint. So I talked to that lady that runs that gift shop up here, and she said, you wouldn't believe the questions people ask when they come up here. Like, can you turn on the switch to make the volcano go? Or, is this a replica volcano? I know. Regular Americans. So sad. All right, so here we are on the morning of day 4 out here in Volcano Land. And it's a gray, misty, rainforesty type day. And I'm I'm a little sluggish today. It's the 4th day on the Big Island. Kim and I really, the place has a jacuzzi kind of tucked away in the rainforest area. And we got after it last night. I'm a little sluggish today. But I wanted to show you how interesting this place has this pathway that kind of goes throughout the ground here, and you can kind of walk amongst the ferns and all the just straight up raw rainforest jungle out here. It's really super cool. I mean, look at this. You just kind of walk around in here and you're in the type of world that existed a long time ago. And it's really cool to just, it's very, oh, there's some big birds. I don't know what kind of birds those are. Whoa. Hey, are those chickens? What is that? Are you a chicken? I literally don't know what. I don't know if that's a very rare bird or just somebody's backyard chickens. There's chickens everywhere out here. So it might just be a chicken. I don't know. That looks different than a chicken. So there aren't any bugs up here. I still had a hard time getting over that. No slugs, no flying bugs, spiders. Not what I expected for a jungle. Not what you think you'd get in a strange land. So today we're going to go off to see some waterfalls and go to the northern coast of the Big Island for the last time. And there's a really cool room up there that we're going to go to. But of course, we're going to talk to people if we can along the way and show you what it's like on day 4 of living in the Big Island. Aloha! That's what everybody says around here. So our final day on this side of the island was another total flip of the script. We took a drive from Volcano Land all the way up to the far northern tip of this island. Our destination was a very small town called Kakoihile. I think that's how you say it. And boy, did we see a lot along the way. Pot seeds. So what are we doing here? What is this?
We're selling cannabis seeds. And because seeds, or cannabis seeds and hemp seeds can't be differentiated in their seed form, they're one and the same as far as hemp, we're able to sell it. I've lived in a lot of different places in my life, and I would smoke the homegrown Pakololo weed from this side of the island over anywhere else in the world.
Best pot in the world grown
really
on this
is.
island.
Yes,
and
it
this
is.
where we're standing in this region.
That is correct. I feel like the island calls to those who hear and who listen. I personally feel like these islands are the womb of the earth. If there was a Garden of Eden, this was it. And God hid it in the middle of the ocean, right? 2,500 miles from any piece of land mass that there was. Each of the 8 islands represent a chakra. This is the root chakra. Pele herself, it's like she invites you on this evolutionary journey. Sorry, I'm getting chicken skin. But the recognition that we shouldn't be here, and the Hawaiian people continue to welcome us and teach us how to live aloha, that's why I'm here.
You shouldn't take cannabis seeds home with you, Nick. You're going to get in trouble. And drugs are bad.
Why are you talking about that? What about that lava rock that you stole from Fisher 8 at Leilani Estates? You think I didn't see that? You're lucky we haven't had bad luck the whole time, Mappy.
Nick, you've changed. Is it the pot you're on?
Pot? What do you know about pot, dude? It ain't even planted yet. You can't get high off a damn seed. Why don't you keep talking about the stuff you know? Facts and shit. And leave my habits out of this video.
Hey!
Thought we were past all this. Okay, so we're coming up.
Yes.
Lots of steps. This better be worth it. It's been really pretty, but the Kaka Falls, a must stop in eastern Hawaii, I was told. This isn't a very peaceful walk up to that waterfall. It is crowded, and it was extra rainy that day, which made this feel extra jungle landy. Oh, there it is. This is a really majestic waterfall that I think is 790 or 5,000 feet. I don't know how big it is, but it's big. Apopka Falls. Apopka Falls. Oh my gosh. What's that, buddy?
Look at him, or iguana.
It's like a chameleon. Oh, what?
Oh no, he's
Oh
really,
my goodness.
you're cool.
Oh, it's been shut down. What? Why'd they shut down the cow cuddling? Cow cuddle therapy's been temporarily shut down by the state. Why would they do that? Why would you stop that? It's a place where you can cuddle with cows. It's therapy. Hey cows, sorry that they cut you off. Now you're out here in the rain and there's nobody to cuddle you. What the hell, state of Hawaii? Don't you have other things to do? Mess with the cow cuddling? Damn it. The drive up to the far northern reaches of this island is super chill. It's really just small towns along a super cool coast. Really pretty. It's very green. There's farms all over. And the beaches up here haven't been magmatized yet. We saw some small towns along the way. This is Hanamu, a little village with 500 people or so. And check out this neighborhood out in the middle of nowhere along an ocean cliffside. Danger cliff, stay back. I'm not gonna get close. I'm getting yelled at. Like you've got these cliffs. They're probably not gonna like this very much, but I'm gonna look down. So you can see. Look at that view. And it's straight down. Like, I don't even know how far that is. 30 stories. But look at the houses and their views up here. In little Lapualuhuahua, it's a little town with 200 people. They got it all figured out. Views like that. Just incredible. And off in the distance, Antarctica. In case you're wondering, homes on this cliffside are about $2 million. But there's no jobs. There's not a lot to do for fun. Hilo is an hour away. And some people don't think Hilo is even all that fun. Look at that truck. Oh, there? Oh. Nice truck. That's how they do it out here. Jack up old trucks. Here's another small big island, northern village. This is Honokaa, population 2,200. It's a cowboy town, I learned. Looks like something you'd see in the middle of Nebraska. Just a funky little village where everybody knows your name and you can get feed and saddles. And, well, it's rednecky here. My type of people. This is where everybody in town comes to get their dinner. There's their menu. Plate lunch style meals. Brata pops. Pickled kimchi. Anything you want. Except today, apparently. Really nice little place out in the middle of nowhere. That's a fast truck, dude. Just getting some gas. Now our final destination on this side of the island was the small town of Kukuihale. There's only about 300 people or so tucked into this lush valley at the end of the road. And I mean the end of the road. The highway from Hilo dead ends right here. So it's just some wonderful jungle homes along a narrow street with a little village. Here's where we stayed here. It was an Airbnb that was advertised as a secluded cabin along a waterfall. And boy was it! On the banks of a waterfall. What? That's my cabin. The view from the cabin. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Okay. And then that's the cabin. I've never seen this before. These lizards are everywhere in the morning sun. So I'm standing out here at the end of the driveway where I'm staying at this cabin. At the end of the road on the tip of Hawaii. Of course there's nobody around, just a few houses. But I don't know if you can hear the waterfall and the frogs and the bugs, and it's just crazy, like the sounds in this jungle. So in the morning, we got up and we walked up the road to an overlook, because at the end of the road is a very special place to Native Hawaiians. It's called the Waipio Valley. It's this valley tucked into these 2,000-foot cliffs. This is where some of the original people lived when they made their way to this island from Polynesia. It's where they grew their crops and prayed to their gods and all that stuff. It's very special. It's very sacred. So I didn't want to fly the drone over it. I was trying to be respectful. But down in that valley back there is a really magical place where the Native Hawaiians did special things. Waipio Valley. And then on the last morning here, so we were on our way out of the valley, and we turned a corner, and I kept seeing horses and cowboys and buckaroos walking around. Wait, is there a rodeo here? There was a rodeo. You know how much I like me a damn rodeo. I told Kim stop the damn car and hopped out. Turns out the county rodeo was in town. I didn't even know about it. And boy, what a great way to end this video.
$18.83 Gibson 36.33 on 2.
Not a rodeo.
Working with a 17.
Make an accidental turn and there you go. I can't believe I found a rodeo. You guys know I'm a sucker for rodeos. Just out in the middle of nowhere, literally, on the northern shores of Hawaii. On Memorial Day, just a perfect end to this day up here. Just local Hawaiian folks up in cowboy country doing cowboy shit. I'll tell you what, for all the hype about Honolulu and Maui and the beaches of Kauai, I think the Big Island's my favorite of them all. Folks are regular here. They're normal. This side of Hawaii is a big, green, lush, rocky, funky, weirdo land. And I say that as a fan. It's wonderfully flawed and random and just so different. Feels like nowhere I've ever been. Now, could I live here? Not permanently. I guess if I had a means to come for a month every now and then, it wouldn't get old. but it sure is fascinating for a dispatch. The next 3 days on this island would be our last 3 days in Hawaii. On day 5, we crossed over the volcano land and over to the west side of the Big Island. And wait till you see what we saw there. Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house, too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home, too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home.
Hey YouTube world, I'm Sage, Nick's manager. You've enjoyed a Corner House Entertainment production, so watch another one.
Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great! You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.